To set up your gradebook in WebAdvisor, first log on to WebAdvisor. Next, click on Faculty, and after that, look for the link that says Gradebook Select Section. When in there, select your class. After this, you'll have to go through the Setup Wizard in order to create your gradebook. You have a couple of options. The first one is you can either create it brand new from scratch, or if this is your second or third time, you may create or copy one of your old ones. Simply select the class in which you would like to copy. I'm going to create mine manually. Submit. Then after that, we basically have to go through every single link that we have here, and more will pop up in just a minute. First, let's set the overall calculation method. This varies from instructor to instructor, but generally the big two are assignment points, where everything has a point and you know exactly how many points you're going to have at the end, or you just calculate up all the points at the end and divide by the number of points they have total, or the number they earn divided by the number total. Or what I do is I do category rating. This is if you know that 20% of your grade is going to be for tests, 20% is going to be for quizzes, 20% is from homework, or so on and so on. I'm going to do category weighting this time. If you're going to do assignment points, the process is similar. You'll have to fill out less. Alright, the first link is completed. The next thing is how am I going to grade? A, B, C, D's, and E's. Personally, I follow the rule that I'm doing 90s for A's, 80s for B's, 70s for C's, 60s for D's, and anything else is an E, which means the lowest minimum grade or lowest minimum percent a student could get is 0. I don't do pluses or minuses, but if you do, you can fill in those blanks as well. And after you've got them set, submit. Okay, I've set the overall calculation method complete. I defined my grading scale yes. This says yes because it's required. I haven't done it yet. Define assignment categories. This is the big picture. What are you going to give in your class? In my classes, I would give homework. My calculation method would either be by points or by weighting. I'm going to choose by weighting because generally what I do at the very top of a student's homework assignment, I will give them like 100%. If you give them 5 points, then you choose by points. My category weight, this is the big picture. In my course, what percentage of the course is homework? I'm going to say that my percentage is 10%. If you want to drop a few, this is your chance to say, hey, let's drop the lowest 2. If you want to excuse some blank scores, select this. Or if you want to change the sequence in which it'll be displayed in the gradebook, you may put in a number. I generally leave all of them empty, and if I want to drop more in the future, I can always change this. Homework. How about quizzes? I give quizzes, and I pretty much do everything by weighting. The category weight for quizzes, it's about 10% for their overall grade. I always drop a couple quizzes. Usually I give about 7 or 10 quizzes, and I take their best maybe 8 or best 5. I give exams. These are all by weighting because after I grade their test, I'm going to put 100% at the very top, and this is probably the biggest one for me. So let's see, usually I have a final that's 20, 30, 40, so I'm going to say overall 60% for my tests. I don't drop any. If you give points for attendance, you'd fill in here. If you do not, leave it blank. You do have to fill in the percent of the final, and I recommend description and score so that way your students can see it and they can see why they've lost the points. Same thing for those of you that use participation. You put in the number of points, the percentage of their overall grade, and you'd select description and score. Make sure that your total, 10, 10, 60, this percent and this percent adds up to 100. If it doesn't, then you got to rework your math. I need one more row because I give a final exam. So I'm going to select add more rows. I'm going to type in final exam. It's assignment weighting, and overall big picture for the entire class, it's worth 20% of their overall grade. So quick check, 10 and 10 is 20, plus 60 is 80, 80 plus 20 is 100%. I've got 100% total. I'm ready to rock. The next link is set category minimum requirements. Let me show you what it is, but basically I think this is like mastery learning. I don't know of anybody who's ever used it, so if you do use it and you know how or what it does, then please share with me. I'm going to leave it blank and I'm going to move on to the next. This is the good one. Build groups of assignments. This is where I get to say homework. What are the default possible points? Again, I do 100%. So I'm going to fill in both points and weight to be 100%. Those of you doing just strictly points and you didn't choose any weights, you shouldn't have to even fill this out. The quantity I want to create now. How many homeworks will I give? You know, I really don't know, but I'm thinking at least like 1 a week. So 15 maybe? But what if I want to give extra? If I want to give extra, I'll do just a few more so I don't have to create any more manually later on. Deleting them is fine. You don't have to enter in grades and it won't count against the student, but I always create extra just in case I need them. If I don't use them, I don't touch them. Quizzes, I'm going to say 10, and again for the same thing, I can reduce them if I want to. Oops, I'm sorry. Points 100, 110. Exams, 100 points for the exam. The weight, this is again for the individual assignment, not for the overall. The assignment weight will be 100%, and I'm going to do, let's say 5 exams in this class. Final, out of 100, 1 final, and then I'll submit. Remember, I already have the overall grading for homeworks, quizzes, exams, and final on the other page. So this is just individual assignments. What would I write at the very top of that assignment? Alright, actually we're almost done. I'm going to come down here, update the assignments. This is if you want to change their names, if you want to look to make sure you have what you need. You glance and you say, yep, wow, I've got them all. And make sure that you leave this as unreported. Unreported means it's not counted against the student right now, which makes sense because they haven't done quiz 10. When you're satisfied and happy, click Submit. Come down here and select Set Gradebook Copy Access. I always don't mind if other faculty members look at my overall format, so I always select it. There's nothing wrong with sharing. They can't see my students, they can't see their grades. It's just the overall format and layout. Set display options is the next link. This is important, especially for students. The first thing, at the very top, when an assignment is created, set the report to unreported. This is critical. Leave it as unreported so that way it doesn't count against the students. But the next one, as soon as you enter the scores, change this to description and scores so students can actually see their grade and it will calculate their grade automatically. The next 3 options is if you want to sort them by a specific matter. I really don't care, so I'll leave it blank. Show dropped/withdrawn students. If they're not in my roster, I don't want to see them. And the last one is allow students to view the gradebook. I say yes because it helps improve student retention and success. Click Submit. Alright, the last 2 links are just a couple of just open-ended things. Let's see, set institutional reporting codes. I've never seen anything in here that I can select, so good news, don't worry about it. And the last link, submit, hang on. And the last link, if you're happy with everything you've created, you're good to submit. If not, you can delete it, start over, but check it out. I am done. My gradebook is finished, and now in the next video I'll show you how to go in and manage things. Thank you for watching.